Entire streets in Tehran and other cities are filled with people shouting, running, and protesting. The usual sounds of daily life, cars, markets, children playing, have been replaced by chants, sirens, and the crackle of tear gas. Families barricade their homes with whatever they can find. Parents hold their children close while looking out the windows, hoping no one outside will get hurt. Neighbors and friends are being taken away by security forces, leaving families scared and unsure if they will see them again. Children watch in fear, not understanding why the world around them has suddenly changed. The government calls these protests chaos and blames foreign enemies, while the people see it as a fight for survival and dignity. Anger has been building for years. Prices of food, fuel, and basic necessities have gone so high that families are forced to make impossible choices every day. Many parents skip meals so their children can eat. Young people graduate with no jobs, no stability, and no hope for the future. They feel trapped in a country where survival itself is a struggle. The state has responded with fear, shutting down the internet, cutting off communication, and sending in armed forces. But fear no longer works the way it used to. People are leaving their homes to be heard because staying silent feels worse than the danger outside. This unrest is not led by a single group or leader. It is ordinary people, each fighting for basic rights, safety, and the chance to live with dignity. The world is watching, but often silently, while millions of Iranians stand on the edge of change, trying to survive each day in streets filled with both courage and fear. In the heart of Iran, a story of defiance and hope is being written on the streets, in the classrooms, and within the digital world. This is not just a fleeting moment of anger. It is the culmination of decades of quiet endurance, now erupting into a powerful call for change. It began with a name, Mahsa Amini, a 22-year-old woman whose life was tragically cut short. Her death in the custody of the morality police for allegedly wearing her hijab improperly ignited a spark that has grown into a nationwide fire. Across the country, from the bustling capital of Tehran to the historic streets of Isfahan and the mountains of Kurdistan, a powerful slogan echoes: woman, life, freedom, Jin, Jian, Azadi. These are not just words. They are the embodiment of a generation's deepest desires. For the first time in the Islamic Republic's history, women are at the forefront of a major protest movement, not just as participants, but as its leaders and symbols. We see incredible images of schoolgirls with their hair uncovered, defiantly facing down authorities. We see women publicly cutting their hair, a profound act of mourning and rebellion, a visual severing of ties with a system they feel has oppressed them for too long. This movement is uniquely unified. It transcends ethnic, social, and economic divides. Kurds, Azuris, Persians, Baluchis, people from all walks of life are standing together. University students are staging sit-ins, factory workers are going on strike, and artists are creating powerful works that capture the spirit of the moment. The digital realm has become a crucial battleground, a space where information is shared, protests are organized, and the voices of the people can reach the outside world. Despite government-imposed internet blackouts, the response from the authorities has been severe. Security forces have met the protests with overwhelming force. Yet, the people's resolve seems to only strengthen with each act of suppression. The courage on display is breathtaking. It's the young man who shields a woman from a police baton. It's the elderly woman who joins a chant, her voice frail but firm. It's the millions who, despite the risks, continue to demand a future where their basic human rights are respected. This is a struggle for dignity. It's about the right to choose what to wear, the right to speak freely, the right to sing and dance in public, the right to a life without constant fear and control. The protesters are not just fighting against mandatory hijab laws. They are challenging the very foundations of a system they believe has failed them. They are demanding accountability, justice, and a government that represents their aspirations for a modern, free, and prosperous Iran. The international community has watched with a mixture of admiration and concern. Sanctions have been imposed, and condemnations have been issued. But for the people on the ground, the most meaningful support is global solidarity, knowing that their struggle is seen. Their voices are heard, and their courage is not in vain. The diaspora has played a vital role, organizing rallies in cities around the world, amplifying the messages from inside Iran, and keeping the international spotlight on the situation. This movement is also characterized by its creativity and resilience. Murals appear overnight on city walls, only to be painted over by authorities and then reappear elsewhere. Songs of protest become anthems, shared virally despite the internet restrictions. Each act of defiance, no matter how small, adds to a growing wave of civil disobedience. It's a testament to the human spirit's unyielding desire for freedom. What makes this moment different is the sheer fearlessness of the younger generation. Many of them have known nothing but the Islamic Republic, yet they are the ones most willing to risk everything for a different future. They are digitally savvy, globally aware, and unapologetic in their demands. They have seen what life can be like outside their borders and are determined to build that reality at home. The path ahead is uncertain and fraught with danger. The cost has already been immense, measured in lives lost, families shattered, and futures derailed. But what is clear is that something fundamental has shifted in Iran. A barrier of fear has been broken, and a new collective consciousness has been born. The demand for woman, life, freedom is not just a slogan. It is a promise of a new dawn that millions of Iranians are fighting to realize. Their fight is a story of incredible bravery, a human story that deserves the world's attention and respect. Thank you for watching. If you found this story important, please share it to help keep the world's eyes on Iran. Subscribe for more in-depth reports. As night falls over the cities, the streets slowly grow quieter, but the tension doesn't disappear. Smoke lingers in the air, and the sound of distant sirens reminds everyone that the struggle is far from over. People return to their homes exhausted, carrying the weight of what they witnessed and what they survived. Inside small apartments and dark houses, families sit together in silence. Some check their phones repeatedly, desperate for messages from loved ones who never came home. Others whisper prayers, asking for safety, for strength, and for a future that feels uncertain but is still worth fighting for. Mothers wash tear gas from their children's faces. Fathers quietly tend to wounds and bruises, trying to hide their own fear. The elderly stare at calm television screens, knowing the truth just outside is very different. The night feels long, heavy, and restless. In hospitals, doctors and nurses work through complete exhaustion. Some haven't slept in days. They treat the injured without asking questions, understanding that every life saved is an act of pure humanity. The halls are full, and the demand for care never really stops. Prisons are growing more crowded. Families gather outside the gates, holding photos of their sons and daughters. Some wait for hours, others for days, without any answers. Hope fades, returns, and fades again, but they refuse to leave. The streets remember everything. Broken glass, burned signs, and fresh graffiti remain as silent witnesses to the voices that filled the air just hours before. Even when it's all cleaned away, the memory of resistance is etched into the city's soul. Fear is still there, but it no longer controls everything. Many people know the risks, yet they also know the cost of silence. Each protest has changed something inside them. Once a voice is raised, it's incredibly difficult to push it back down. The movement might slow down, shift, or even retreat. But it doesn't disappear. It lives on in conversations, at dinner tables, in whispered plans, and in the eyes of young people who have seen far too much to ever forget. Iran stands at a crossroads, caught between pressure and persistence, between control and collapse. No one can say what tomorrow will bring. What is certain is that millions have already crossed a line where fear no longer outweighs their dignity. This isn't just a political crisis. It's a deeply human story of endurance, loss, courage, and hope. A story still being written in real time by ordinary people who refuse to be invisible. The streets may fall silent for now, but the voices remain. And once a nation begins to speak, the echo does not fade easily. Thank you for watching.